This is Ray.
And this is Andy.
And this is FDS Local Sports.
What's up, Ray?
Andy, we are finalizing our 2018 season here with FDS Local Sports. It's been an exciting year. What do you think?
Absolutely. We're ending just as the weather gets cold. We'll be starting again very soon. I saw a post today that the Moncton Mustangs training camp is coming up in
January 5th.
And I heard somebody's been training, doing a few squats here and there to maybe go over there and show the boys how to lift.
That's not happening. Not happening.
Oh, okay. That's just what I heard.
That's what you heard?
Yeah.
Now, Andy, what a tremendous year. This is our first year that we have covered local sports on our own, through our own format, through our own system. And it's been an outstanding year. Just to give you an idea, I went back and tracked our FDS local stats on Facebook going back to August 23rd. That's as far back as I could go. And I know we had shows for the Mustangs and the MFL before that. But since August 23rd, we've had a reach of over 30,000 people on Facebook.
Excellent.
So that's thanks to all you people for your likes, your shares, your comments. We really appreciate it. And I'm going to have a big ask for you by the time this show's over today.
All right. And I would like to relay that thanks as well. Everything helps. Even those negative comments. We love those.
We love them.
Keep them coming.
We love them. Now, this season, again, we really covered it with the MFL to kick off. We covered high school football. We covered AUS football. And we capped our university season off by going to the Vanier Cup in Quebec City. It was an amazing trip. We had a blast.
Yep.
What a game by Laval. Laval wins the Vanier Cup, and we were able to enjoy the game right on the sideline with them.
We were right on the sideline with the Laval team, so we didn't really get to experience the other side too much. But obviously they won because of all of the excellent positive energy that we were passing along to the bench, I think.
Oh, there's no question. And
yeah.
I mean, we booked 30 interviews that game alone. I'm just not sure if they're calling us back.
I'm not sure either. You were definitely talking to them.
We were.
That's all I can say.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, guys, listen. This show here, there's no games to talk about. So we're going to go through some special awards for our 2018 fall season. Okay, we've already done our MFL awards, but this is for high school and AUS. We've got some awards we're going to go through.
Okay.
Now, these awards, Andy, are awards that we reached out to all the coaching staffs for high school and asked them to send us stats every week. Some teams were really good at this, and some teams were pretty poor. But we're hoping that with the attraction that we had this year, that we'll get even more response next year.
Yep.
So these awards that you're hearing today, folks, these are the awards that we heard the most of throughout the fall season of the teams that sent in their players to us.
These are very much based on, the people, the players, the coaches, you name it, that were on our radar the most. Obviously, we couldn't go and attend every single game. But, again, this is based off of this show and
That's
really
it.
Who's appeared on this show the most. So
That's right. We're going to kick it off with high school, and
Okay.
we're going to start off with the 10-man league. This award is for the most outstanding 10-man player of the year, Andy. And I'm going to throw out some names. We'll debate real quick. These are the players that were most given to us and the stats that we talked most about. From the Casters Nation, hashtag Casters Nation, copyrighted by First Down Sports Podcast. We had the quarterback, Sam Tremblay, and wide receiver, Caleb Tremblay.
yeah, related brothers.
There you are, brothers.
Okay.
And then from St. Stephen High School, we heard these names a ton this year.
Yeah.
Running backs Kyle Stewart and Luke Ross, and their linebacker Deegan Farrell, who this guy was putting up just as much touchdowns from a defensive side as some kids were on offensive sides.
Yep.
Those are your 5 players for most outstanding 10-man league division. Who do you got, Andy?
You know what? I was going to grab a coin here and flip between the two St. Stephen running backs, but you put a defensive player on this list.
I did.
And anytime there's a defensive player in the running for most outstanding anything, I have a soft spot for those. So I'm actually going with Deegan Farrell.
You know what? I can't argue with you here. This kid, he has blocked punts, he's returned touchdowns, he's forced fumbles. This kid, we mentioned his name so much this year, and I'm very impressed with the stats that we saw for this kid. So I'm going to go ahead and agree with you. Deegan Farrell is your most valuable player for the 10-man league this year.
Defensive player.
Congratulations.
No, actually, MVP overall. That's
MVP
awesome.
overall. Your most outstanding 12-man player.
This will be tough, too.
This is tough, and it really comes down to two schools, and these two schools were in the finals.
Yep.
All right? From your Riverview Royals, quarterback Logan Grossman.
Friend of show.
Okay? Tantramar quarterback Justin Vogels. Tantramar running back Oliver Longpre. Riverview running back Brady Morris. Riverview wide receiver Cody Barton. And safety / running back Lucas Cormier from Tantramar.
Yeah.
Those are the 6 names we mentioned the most in 12-man football this year. Every single one of them could, possibly win this award. Mm-hmm. Every single one of them had a great year in high school football. Andy, who are we going to give the award to?
Well, I'll give you my vote, Ray. I was lucky enough to see all these guys live at least once this year, and there's one guy that there's no way I could not give this award to after seeing him play live. I believe he was playing against St. John on his home field.
Yeah.
Oliver Longpre, he jumps right off the film. Even though I was sitting there in person, if you know what I mean. I was so impressed with this kid. Everybody on this list is deserving of it. But the moment I heard the name Oliver Longpre, that had to be it. That had to be it. Though, shout out to the other running back, Lucas Cormier, plays a little defense. He had a chance with that. But
yeah. Listen, both these kids... the quarterbacks, they both had great years. We saw numerous videos from Tantramar as well as Riverview High where both these quarterbacks could play at a high level. Mm-hmm. But Tantramar, the way they pounded the ball this year, I have to agree with you with Oliver Longpre, but I almost want to make this a joint award between Oliver Longpre and Lucas Cormier because Lucas Cormier was such a big role for the Tantramar Titans, both on defense and running the ball. His name was brought up every podcast about how strong of a football player he is.
Absolutely. Well, you know what, Ray? I'm going to leave this to you. We can either make it a joint award or we can use this as an opportunity to use the MBFOA coin.
Boats or provinces?
Boats or provinces.
Boats or provinces. This is the Al Gates beauty special.
All right. So
all right.
Who wants
Let's give Lucas Cormier provinces.
Lucas Cormier's provinces.
Flip it up. Check it out. What do we got?
The winner is Lucas Cormier.
Lucas Cormier, you're the most valuable, outstanding 12-man league winner this year. Congratulations.
Sorry, Oliver. Sometimes the coin just doesn't flip your way.
Sometimes it doesn't go your way.
There you go.
All right. Now, you never know. Lucas may have deferred that coin flip and given it to Oliver, but
wow,
he's not here to make that choice.
We're really digging deep on this. Okay.
All right. Here's a couple fun awards real quick. Most likes in 2018. These are the First Down Sports posts on Facebook. Most likes in 2018. We have 2 people in this category here. We have Sandy Jardine. And from Ontario, Wendy Pilato. These are our 2 most likes throughout the fall and really all year on Facebook.
Yeah, Wendy's name pops up all the time, as well as Mom's. Well, I got to give this award to Wendy, Ray, because I really feel as though my mom has gotten enough awards in life. Not only her only child sitting right here, but I don't know if you know this, but in 2 weeks, I'm taking her to New York City to see Clay Aiken on Broadway.
And
and that Ruben guy's with him too.
Rupert Studdard.
Yeah, and I mean, that's what you call sacrifice. So that's the second award that she wins. So
all
right. So Wendy, thank you so much for liking and sharing pretty much everything.
That's
really
my
appreciate
Aunt Wendy, just so you know.
Oh, good.
My
There
Aunt
you go.
Wendy.
There you
So
go.
there you go.
All right.
Aunt Wendy, you win that award. Best Names Award, Andy. All
Right.
We love having fun.
Most butchered
Most butchered
awards,
names.
I think.
All right?
Yeah.
And there's so many that could fit in this category. I've cut it down to 4.
And you're going to say them all?
And I'm going to say them all, and then you can tell the award winner who's won here.
Sure.
First and foremost, we cannot forget this guy. Running back from St. FX, number 34, Jordan Shashalachuk.
Jordan, congrats for being on this list. Next, Ray.
Ben von Muhlendorfer,
Yeah, I know.
He's
you always
also
like
with
that.
X.
I
I
actually
believe-
think you're nailing that one.
number 55.
Mm-hmm.
Here's a lineman, and I think his number is 58, Jacob Seja.
Okay. Yeah, Shaja or something.
Saja.
That'd be my best guess. Yeah.
Czaja. This is a tough one, folks.
Right.
And I also had to throw in there. Now, I've gotten used to this name, but in the beginning, this was a struggle for me, and that's
Yeah.
Glodin
Yeah.
Mulali.
Yeah, there's no doubt in my mind that you called him Gordon the first few times. So
I may have.
yeah.
So
Definitely.
there's your 4 best names for this award. And I'm not going to say them again, Andy, but who are you taking out of this list, number 1, or for the award?
Well, I've got to go with Jordan Sokolovchuk. That's my best guess at it, and I actually think that this sets up a little bit of a teaser for you. But we're actually going to have Jordan on the show for an exclusive interview here soon. And one of the first things on our list to talk to Jordan about is who's closer to nailing his last name. And I was confident up until about a week or two ago, and now I'm starting to wonder if I'm really any closer than you.
We're
If
gonna
I'm
find
not,
out.
that's going to be embarrassing.
I agree with you. It has to be number 34. I've butchered his name enough. I'm not going to do it again for now.
Yeah, right.
But that
He'll say
is
the
your
name
award
at least
winner.
one more time in this show, guaranteed. You
Best
heard it here.
name. All right, best interview. Best interview of the fall. We had some really good interviews this fall.
Yep.
And the 3 interviews that I've picked out from the fall, we had Bailey Wasdale, number 19, quarterback of St. FX.
Yep.
We had the Comfort Zone, Daniel Comfort,
Number
head
2.
coach of Matthew, or not head coach, one offensive coordinator
Yeah.
from
You-
Matthew Martin.
Though we might as well call him the head coach. We basically covered him as the head coach this entire season. But yeah,
And then we had your buddy from Miramichi Valley,
yeah, Rich Perrier.
Perrier.
Yeah, I had to ask him how to say his name when he first came, and now I've completely forgot it. But Rich was down here. That was awesome.
Maybe he should have been in the best names category.
Rich Peary, I think it is. I don't
Peary.
think there's an
Yeah, it's
R at
Peary.
the end. I think you're just, I'm getting thrown off by you writing things down.
Yeah.
You like to add letters here. To me, this is an absolute no-brainer. Friend of show. He has an actual section named after him here in the studio. It's the Comfort Zone himself, Dan Comfort, star quarterback for the Moncton Mustangs, and star offensive coordinator for the Matthew Martin Matador. I think it's a no-brainer.
All right, we got to go with Dan Comfort because I mean he's such a nice guy, such a nice guy.
Almost too nice.
I know.
I mean, you know.
Best journalist.
Okay.
All right, this is a tough one. We have had some, fantastic support this year.
Yeah.
We had Mr. Freeze and a couple other guys, but we don't know who those people are. We couldn't,
No
even if they
idea.
won the award, we can't deliver the award to them.
I don't know. I don't remember that. Sneaky Pete.
Sneaky Pete,
Sneaky.
Mr. Freeze, and there was another
Coach
guy.
Zen.
Coach Zen.
Coach Zen.
There
Still
you
don't
go.
know who that guy is.
We don't know.
No clue.
But so I've tracked down these 3 guys or these 3 individuals for best journalist. We have Denny Dueron,
Yeah.
Jeannie B.
Jeannie B. That's right. Jeannie B. We had to send her on location a couple times. She went over to the Fisher Cats field.
Yeah.
She also reported live from the big lake over at the Moncton Hospital.
And last but not least, how could you not forget Seth Foster?
Yeah.
And I feel terrible because we still don't know where this kid is at this point.
No, I've actually heard from him. He's talked a little bit of Boston Celtics trash
Yeah.
since the last time. So I think everything's fine with Seth. I even believe a picture of him wearing full Boston Red Sox garb was sent my way.
Oh, yes.
So I think he's all right. So I don't appreciate all the Boston heat that he's throwing at us, but I think it has to be Seth, because we've really put this kid through a lot.
We have.
And he doesn't slow down, and he keeps showing up to report for us, and we're definitely going to have him back next season if he's willing.
Yeah.
I have a feeling he's going to have some contract demands for next season, maybe limiting his travel. I don't know. We'll see.
Well, we're going to definitely reach out and see if this kid will help us out this summer for the MFL season coming up.
There you go.
I really appreciate all three of your help. But Seth, it was great having you reach out to us and be on our podcast this year.
And thinking of Moncton Mustangs, Seth, just while we're on the topic, that little outfit that you like to wear over at Bernice McNaughton, try to come up with a red and black version of that.
For the Mustangs.
Yeah, you're going to be on the field.
All right.
We'll get you out there.
Here's a quick award. Best school for providing stats in this season. I've got two major awards because they were the most consistent, Andy. Out of all the schools, that's St. Stephen and Castor's Nation.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah. I mean, St. Stephen, I'm pretty sure at one point we had the number of long snaps executed. I mean, it was pretty thorough in terms of the stats that came their way. I think this comes down to another coin flip.
A coin flip?
All right.
All right.
This time we'll do the Calgary football, Calgary officials coin.
Okay.
So we're going to have the, I guess it's tails. It's a football with a horse. Heads. All right.
Castor's is tails.
Castor's is tails. It is heads.
It's heads. St. Stephen. You've won best stats for 2018.
Yeah, and we really appreciate that, by the way, and we would love some more teams to jump on board. Again, you don't have to tell me how many long snaps there were. I don't need a tackle count on every player on the field, though we do appreciate that coming in. But anything you can provide would be great, and they set the bar very high.
All right, we are now into AUS awards. We got a couple AUS awards, okay?
Yep.
Most Outstanding AUS Offensive Player of the Year.
Ooh.
I've got some names for you.
Yep.
Caleb Scott, quarterback at St. Mary's.
Yep.
Number 34 from St. F.X., Jordan Shashalachuk.
I told you guys he'd be saying it again happily. Yep.
Number 11. It's got a 1 in it. Wide receiver, St. F.X., Keon Julian Grant.
Mm-hmm.
And then number 8 from Acadia, running back, Dale Wright. This is a tough competition between these four players as far as who had the best AUS season from all the mentions that we've had on our show. This is a tough award.
Yeah, I mean, I'll give you my vote, Ray, just from an FDS perspective and discussions perspective that we've had all year. Injury aside, it was going to be Caleb Scott. That was a really tough injury that he suffered, and obviously SMU's not the same team without him. And when he did return, he clearly wasn't right. He wasn't his same athletic self. But when he's 100%, which he was for the bulk of the season, he's the most dynamic player in the league, is how I would describe him. I mean, he's the heart and soul of that team in all phases of the game, other than playing defense, though that'd be cool. I would have to give it to Caleb Scott from that list.
Nice. I did not see that coming. Keon Julian Grant, for being on the field with these guys, Keon Julian Grant, I mean, this kid is the most athletic player in the AUS, in my opinion. He's fantastic athlete. I'd love to agree with you on the Caleb Scott, but I think we need to flip here.
Well, you've been very good about agreeing with me for the most part this entire show, so I'm happy to defer here because this was a very tough one.
Yeah.
So Keon Julian Grant, it is the most outstanding offensive player of the year in the AUS.
There you go, Keon Julian Grant. Congratulations.
According to FDS.
There you go. Yeah. All right, we've got to do best AUS defensive player of the year.
Okay.
All right, so I've got a couple different names for you here. Number 42, Brad Herbst. We've talked about this guy a couple times. Linebacker from Acadia. Number 11 from Mount A, Damian Halstead, linebacker. Number 43 from St. Mary's, Jarek Richard.
Yeah.
And number 5 from Acadia, Moncton's own Bailey Feltmate. linebacker. This is a tough category too.
This one's much harder.
These guys are these 4 players are very solid on defense, and there's other names that could have been mentioned in here as well, but these were the names that we mentioned the most on this podcast.
Yeah.
So that's who makes this list.
For me, anyways, when you have a tough decision, when in doubt, and you can't decide, go with the hometown boy. So I'll go with Bailey Feltmate.
Bailey Feltmate for most valuable defensive player. I can't argue with you on that one, Andy. The kid had a fantastic year, even though Acadia was knocked out in the semifinal. This is a great football team, and Bailey Feltmate, you are our AUS Defensive Player of the Year.
All right.
Most outstanding coach of the year, Andy. This is a tough one, okay? I'm going to give you 3 coaches. These are your 3 winners from 2018 in the fall. We have the 10-man league, Neil Grant, the 12-man league, Scott O'Neill, and AUS coach of the year, or AUS coach, the Lonely Bowl champion, Gary Waterman.
Yep.
From St. FX. Those are the options. Who are we giving coach of the year to?
3 very deserving candidates, but an absolute no-brainer pick, potentially the most no-brainer pick that I've had to make so far tonight, and it goes to 12-man champion, friend of show, Tantramar coach Scott O'Neill, and we're going to have to fight over this one if you don't agree.
This is a tough choice. St. Stephen, I saw your games all year. I saw your stats. Unfortunately, I just don't see your team play enough. I'm not in those games. I don't get to St. Stephen to do 10-man ball games. But when I look at the professionalism of Gary Waterman leading an AUS team, and then Scott O'Neill 4 provincial championships in a row, and what we've seen him do on the sidelines from a high school, and I've worked the field with both these coaches numerous times in 2018. It's tough. This is a really tough one to break down here.
I'm not struggling with it, so I'll let you sit there and think about it a little bit. Again,
wow.
Not taking anything away from Neil or Coach Waterman. But I just think, if you look at the 12-man season, if you look at all the narratives and all the babble surrounding that entire thing, Scott O'Neill put his team on the field and took care of business the way they always do. It's a no-brainer.
Wow. I love both these guys. I have to go Scott O'Neill. 4 provincial championships in a row. It's amazing. We're going to have him on the show. And in fact, we are going to be interviewing Neil Grant as well, but I'm going to reach out to Gary Waterman. We got to get him on First Down Sports Podcast as well.
Absolutely.
There you go. Just a couple more here, folks. I ask all the time, coaches, parents, send me videos of what's going on in the game. We'll insert them right in our production like you've seen us do. Best video of the year, we've had Logan Grossman throwing major bomb touchdowns. We had Barry DeBay, umpire number 38, going knock down, Mama pass me your cookies. And then we had St. Stephen High School send us in videos as well. Who we giving best video of the year for?
Well, I have a feeling I don't have a chance here. So, one of these 3 were, let's call it a creative moment for Ray that he was very proud of. So I think we'll go ahead with Mama Pass Me the Cookies. I got to meet Barry on our trip to the Vanier Cup. He was a good sport about the whole thing. He understood what you were doing about as much as I did, which is not at all. Mama Pass Me the Cookies is the winner.
There you go. Yeah. So, Barry, we're going to pass you the award. There we go.
There you go.
Barry DeBay. There's your... Now, best team of 2018. And I've thrown a wrench in here for you. Okay. St. FX, St. Mary's University, Tantramar, St. Stephen, the Wanderers, St. John Wanderers from the Maritime Football League.
Yeah.
And I got a big one here. The Casters. Casters Nation.
Oh, yeah.
Those are the top teams of 2018 that we had the most fun covering. Andy, How are we going to break down best team for 2018?
All right, here my logic on this one, right? As I make it up on the spot, okay? X and SMU, they did kind of what we expect them to do in the AUS, right? SMU had a disappointing ending of their season, but there was a lot that went into that. And X, there was no surprises there. This is stuff that those teams have done before. Tantramar, like I said, Scott O'Neill, it was a no-brainer for me, and what they did this year was incredibly impressive, but the reason they act like they've been there before is they have multiple times. Yeah. The Wanderers, well, I mean, these awards are based on the fall, so I absolutely agree with them being on this list, the MFL champions, but I'm going to use that as the reason to remove them. Okay. Now let's look at Casters Nation.
Copyrighted by First Down Sports.
First year in the 10-man league. Nobody really knew what to expect, though we heard rumblings early on from our insiders that this team's the real deal. And we had an absolute blast covering them this year. And for their first year in the league, going to the playoffs and making all kinds of noise, they were very impressive. Best team of 2018 doesn't necessarily mean most successful. There's a lot of factors that go into this. I got to give it to L'École Saint-Anne. Le Castors.
Le Castors. Castors Nation, best team of 2018. These guys come out of nowhere. First year, they make the playoffs. I agree with you 100%. Great job by that school, that program, the coaches, the parents, the players. Castors Nation, best team of 2018.
Sure.
Love it.
For sure.
Love it.
Yep.
All right, just a couple side awards. Best fan, we're giving that to K-Dog. Hands down, you get that, K-Dog. Best parent of the year, we're going to give that to Mark Grossman. Mark Grossman, you sent us videos in every week, gave me stats from a parent's perspective. I loved it. Thank you. That's your awards for 2018.
Best parent. Now, from our perspective, in terms of helping us out on the show. You're all great parents.
You're all great parents. But I ask all you every week, send us videos, Mark Grossman did that on a consistent basis. Best parent of 2018.
Yep. All right. I agree.
He's going to be on Parent Magazine over this award.
All right. Let's move on now.
All right.
Yeah.
Guys, I want to thank you again for all your support in 2018. We loved covering the leagues, and we hope you enjoyed it as much as we enjoyed doing this each week. On behalf of Andy, I want to send you a Merry Christmas and have a Happy New Year. Andy, we're going to be doing this again very shortly.
Absolutely. Again, MFL starting up soon, so there's not much of an off season, but we're going to go enjoy our holidays as well. Everybody out there, stay safe over the holidays. Winter has hit us fast and furious and early. I heard Ray complaining the other day that he's already had 2 power outages so far this year. I'm already in the double digits at this point, and several of them has lasted double-digit days. So, yeah, boo-hoo, Ray. But no, it's been a blast, guys. We're doing this for the first time, and we're trying to bring you something that really you don't have any other source for. So with your help, we can make this even better.
That's it. We look forward to next year. And one last shout-out again. Thank you, Denny Dueron, Seth Foster, Jeannie B, for all your support with the podcast this year. Thanks again, guys.
All right, see you.